What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Victor with us today.
Woo! Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me here, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Kind of feels weird to be back home. So yes, readjusting.
Yeah, I saw in your story that you were really jet lagged. Are you still jet lagged?
I think I just slept for maybe an hour in the first flight, and after that it was 27 hours not sleeping.
Oh my God.
That's awful. I slept the whole way on that flight.
I just slept on the way over there. That was weird because I'm usually really uncomfortable on the flight. But then coming back, it was no, I'm not gonna sleep.
Did you spend any time in Fiji at all after, or did you just come right back?
I was able to go out, do some shopping, eat something decent, and then went back.
Yeah, know the feeling. Awesome. Okay, so one of the first things I love asking people when we get to interview you guys is, how did you get picked up for the show? Did you apply?
Actually, someone reached out to me last year for the season 4. But because I'm international, so I'm on a student visa, it was until this year that I was able to join the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That if you would have been on that season. Is there anyone on that season you would have been interested in?
Being honest, I haven't watched it. I know that there was one girl that is from Atlanta also, because I know we have been working in the same nightclub. That is Nadia, I think.
Oh, Naja.
Oh, Naja. Yeah.
So she's also from Atlanta.
I feel like one of the I'm like, wait, what is the expression? I'm forgetting the expression. Oh, the elephant in the room.
Oh.
The elephant in the room is obviously things got pretty heated while you were there at a few times. Kind of walk us through. Did you watched when you got back?
I have watched only the 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes. So I haven't been able to catch up with everything. But I have seen a few clips on Instagram and TikTok, and then all the hateful comments. That if now I'm being labeled as a bully, I don't see that the the best way to make a solution about that is going to comment and do something even bigger than what I did, or what I did, or what people saw, make something even bigger. That's a constant circle that doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, it was a little bit of those clips. If you want, I can run you through.
Yeah, I would love
how everything happened, because I think the most important thing is timeline. That I don't know how that has been something very important. Carmen, Bergie, and me, the 3 of us, we end up in in good terms. After that, we have a few conversations. All of us explain each other our point of view. We there was a big misunderstanding between Bergie and Carmen in that conversation right before they put me aside in the kitchen. That was the biggest miscommunication at all. So it was after that I was able to talk with KK that we find where everything went sideways. So really quick, I had this conversation with Carmen in the afternoon on the blue fire pit. Where she tells me that, Bergie told me that you tell him that I only see him as a friend. I was like, yeah, but this conversation between Bergie and me happened 5 days ago. I don't know if she knew that or Bergie told her, but that conversation happened 5 days ago, right before the big recoupling ceremony. That was when Bergie was really confused because he didn't have anybody, and he was like, well, I kind of think that Cassie has some interest, Carmen, I don't know. I know he has 4 options, and it was me and Gainan that we were talking to him while we were at the gym. Man, we want for you the best. We all think, for example, I know, at that moment, it was true. The only thing that I knew from Carmen was that I was her, the only one in mind, and she sees the other people, even Leo and Bergie, as friends. So I told him that, hey, man, this is from my side, and Gainan sees him as a friend also. So we just wanted to make sure that, hey, now you're in a position of power. You're going to have to save someone. Make sure that that person knows that you are making them a favor. Good wing woman for you, or they're gonna have to, be there for you when you need them. And that was the whole conversation. That was 5 days before that. Then Carmen told me this. Good, I am in good terms with Carmen. After that challenge, emotional attachment with her, any relationship or anything like that, because like that's not my way to treat people in a relationship. So I was just trying to be in good terms. We have a few more days in the villa for all of us. We have to keep being sleeping together and all the stuff. So I was just cool. Yeah, let's be friends and all that stuff. So back to Bergie. After that, right before we are getting.
Good question. Okay, so because this is where I got lost watching was the whole thing around the boys saying to Bergie like you're like betraying the boys or like the brotherhood or whatever.
That's what I'm.
Was that the conversation at the workout thing you're talking about?
No. Yes. So, I talked with Carmen, and now is when we are getting ready for the challenge for the Miss and Mister. And that's when I decide to express myself about like, hey, Bergie, like Carmen already told me this, and like this already happened like 5 days ago. Like you and I, we are not in a fight for Carmen. I'm out of the fight for Carmen. Like you like her, cool. You do you. Like I'm completely out. I'm not gonna be in the middle of you two. I'm not trying to do anything at all. So that's when I wanted to reach out to him and be like, man, and if you can see, like, there's a space between us. Because one of the things, like, I know I'm a big person. I'm Latino. When I get frustrated, I talk loud, and that's normal. And that's usually because of my size. Like, I don't like to feel, I don't want people to feel threatened by me. So I take a space between us. I even like, I don't know, in that conversation, it wasn't, but in the other one, I lay down in bed, and I'm laying down in bed like to make myself smaller, because I don't want him to feel like I'm on top of him or anything like that. So I just make myself smaller so he can feel more comfortable. But
I did notice that for like the second time, but I would say like the first ones, like the clips, you're definitely standing like over him, and he's like.
Well, that conversation was like for an hour. I moved.
Yeah, you're like,
I feel you. I'm just telling you what we saw.
Yeah,
I know. That's one of the reasons that I was like excited to be here to be able to explain all of that.
Yeah,
because, like,
yeah, of course.
And hopefully people are gonna see that like that's not like the reality of like at least like who I am. So yeah, so we were talking with Bergie. I was talking with Bergie, and I wanted to say all of this with the other guys in front of us. Just not because like I was like trying to gang and put it all the guys against him or anything like that. It's like once again, I know I'm big. I know I could talk loud. I know like all those things that there are cameras everywhere. So I just wanted to have more people, more eyes, more ears to be able to listen to what I have to say. So it's not gonna be like my what I have to say against what Bergie has to say, because then people are gonna have to trust one or the other. But if there is more people over there, they can see, they can talk about what they see and what they hear. You know, that was the whole reason why I have the other guys in the room, and also because like we were all the 5 OGs, we were all together in this and all that stuff, and I just wanted to express how I felt betrayed by Bergie. In that case, that instead of like, I don't know, it's fine. Like you can go behind it is not betrayed in that way, but it's like fine. You already talked with Carmen, and you can tell me like, hey man, sorry, I fucked up that this happened. But just tell me your point of view on all the stuff. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna be like, well, I maybe would have done the same thing if I would be in your shoes. You know, that was the whole point. Mm-hmm. So after that conversation, we all get ready. We went to the challenge. We all had fun. I think it was like a really fun challenge. We all really had fun. All the guys were like kind of joking and all that stuff in the whole challenge. So it was a good experience. Mm-hmm. After that, Carmen put me aside to talk, and we both ended up in good terms. Like being like, oh, actually, this like I feel good about you. Like I don't hold anything against you. Like you are here for the reason that you are, and I'm here for the reason that I am. Completely different point of views, yes, but that doesn't mean that we cannot like live in the same space without like bad vibes or anything like that.
Mhm.
So we end up in good terms. I go back to my room with Marco.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Bergie comes in the room. So Marco leaves because I don't know what he was doing. So I was like alone with Bergie. And Bergie comes to me and be like, hey, man, I wanted to apologize. Like, I did wrong with this, blah, blah, blah. Cool. And I was like, man, I know you're a good guy. Like, I don't hold back. I don't hold back with you. Like, even though, like, after the challenge, when everything happened, I don't know if that's in any episode or anything like that, that I was like mad at the beach. And I was mad at the beach.
Oh, yeah.
I go back to the kitchen, and Bergie was alone in the kitchen, and he was like coming to talk to me, and it was me the one that I went to him. I was like, hey man, like relax. I don't hold anything against you. Like you didn't choose anything. You didn't have any say on this challenge. She just picked you. So I was like me being to him like relax. Like there is nothing wrong between us. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was her choice.
Have you seen your face during that challenge?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
It is so funny. Victor, I was cracking up. It is
Well, it wasn't hilarious for me.
it's so funny because the challenge is like ending and everyone's like clapping like it's over and you are standing there.
Fuck that. Yeah, like what do you expect me to clap after that? I was like,
I get like that too. I get upset when I get upset. But it was so
It was such
funny.
Comedic relief. It was just hilarious.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was like, well, I was like, dude, like she is the fucking last one in the challenge. She had the whole time to be able to choose me. And I was like seeing it coming because like she wasn't like making eye contact with me at all. So I was like, dude, this is coming. And that happened. And I was like, well, now I'm a fucking fool in front of the whole country. So yeah, that was like my no emotions face.
It was amazing.
And then you have to fake that you are having fun and clapping and all that stuff. Fuck that. You know?
It's not happening.
You're like, nope, too pissed
Not
for that
today.
today. Not today.
Not today.
I think like what I would pick out is the thing that like, and obviously like I always say this, like we watch the show as like people on the show as like these characters. Like we don't know you. We don't, you know, like I don't know what you're all about. Like these people watching edits. Don't like we know what we see. Like we know what's edited and put on TV. And like obviously we review the show as just viewers. Like we don't know you guys. But as a viewer, like I think what stood out to me is a clip where I would have been like, okay, Victor is a, you know what, bully would be the Carmen and you are having a heated conversation and it's the comment back from you that's like, I don't give a fuck, or like, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say.
Okay. So really quick, I'm going to end up like after Bergie apologized and we end up in good terms. Right after, 2 minutes after, I'm with Harry waiting on the lounge because we were waiting for the Beach Hut or the Mets or something like that. And that's when Carmen...
Harry Harrison?
Yeah,
okay.
Harry, right.
Okay.
So that's when Carmen comes to me and be like, hey, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you and Bergie and something like that? And I was like, why? Like, I already am, like, I'm in good terms with Bergie. Like, he already apologized to me. And I'm in good terms with you. Like, what else have we have to talk now? So she put me aside on the kitchen. And then I'm human. There are two, like, I thought that I was in good terms with everybody. And it's two people against one out of nowhere. I don't know how long have they been talking. I don't know if they're going to team up against me or I don't know what's going on. And this was like 2 minutes after Bergie apologized to me in the room.
So it was like beating a dead horse.
So that's why, like, she comes to me and she has like the same thing, like, hey, like, why you tell Bergie about, like, I was like, we already talked about this in the fire pit. And like, I didn't know that Bergie, when she put to her, she kind of told her that I said again that they are not friends, but I didn't see that. I didn't say that at all because like I've been like trying to get away from all that. So I think Bergie expressed himself in the wrong way, and that's how everything happened. This happened, and that's like when I got like I felt that I got trapped, and I was like against the wall, and I was like, I don't know what is going on, like why we keep talking about this, and my unfortunate comment about like, I don't care about your feelings. English is not my first language. You know, like everything that I say, like I think it in Spanish really fast and translate it in English. So sometimes like translation goes really bad. If I'm frustrated, if I'm angry, if I'm the stuff, everything goes sideways. When I said all of this, we have talked after that, and we have ended up everything in good terms, where we have explained each other like all those points. When I said that I don't care about your feelings anymore, like what I was trying to say is like, why do we keep talking about this? I don't care about like who you like or who you don't like anymore. Like if you like Bergie, cool, be with Bergie. Like if you don't like me, cool. I'm fine.
Yeah,
that was my comment.
So that makes a lot of sense, because I even had a friend that was dating a European man, and when they would fight a little, the translation would get really like, whoa, because it didn't translate right.
Yeah, like I have
so
that issue. Like sometimes when I'm with someone and all that stuff, I'm like, if something doesn't make any sense on something like sounds really, 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 really wrong, give me a second chance. Because then like it's like, oh yeah, that wasn't what I meant.
Well, it's interesting too, because you did, before all this happened, you and Carmen did have conversations where she approached you and brought up, you know, the physical touch thing was a huge thing that they harped on. And so you were like, just come talk to me. Like, if you don't like that, just let me know. So we do see that side of you. Yeah. I think it just got completely lost after the Bergie situation.
Yeah, and that's like right after I said that is when I turned to Bergie and I started like shouting at him, because I was like, dude, like why you keep doing this? Like why you keep like what did you do and all this stuff? Because like 2 minutes before he just apologized to me and we ended up in good terms. So like I was like so confused, like what is happening? Like you literally came to me like to apologize and I accept your apology. And it's like, why like about the same thing? And I already told you, like, I don't want anything with Carmen.
Yeah.
Like it's all yours. That's why I turned to him and he got all the heat because I didn't understand anything. And that's why I think one of the things in this conversation with Bergie, you know, like you are trying to have a discussion. You are trying to talk like adults. I'm heated or something, but I want to listen to your point of view. And when you talk with Bergie, he just doesn't talk back. So imagine the frustration of like me trying to talk to you, expressing myself. I want you to talk back to me, telling me your point of view. If you don't do that, it's like, for example, like all the wives that probably are going to see it, when the husband does something wrong and they go talk to him and he's like, well, I don't know. That makes you even more mad, you know? Because you're like, dude, tell me how you feel. Tell me why are you doing this or all the stuff. Because maybe he could have been like, no. Like, man, I just fucked up saying all these things. Victor didn't say again that he's not into you. I just wanted to comment. Are we still going on? Like, are we cool? Are we keep to know each other? Yes, cool. Yeah, Victor. Thank you, Victor. Like, we didn't need you.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense.
It does make a lot more sense. My last little thing that I saw on the TV, and this is more of a bone for me to pick with Marco than it is you, but you guys are in the room and Bergie enters the room and Marco gets right in his face and says, "Fucking douchebag."
I didn't hear that, but I know what I did. I came in. I was heated at that time. I was heated because I was like, it was Marco and me. We were talking before and we were like, dude, cool. We have 24 hours until the next dumping and all the stuff. That means we don't have to worry about like keep talking to people or whatever. It's going to be one day of peace. Like we all were like in good terms. Let's just enjoy the last day and all the stuff. So then this happened. I'm going to say what I did in that clip also, because I come in and full frustrated. I don't know what's going on. And I come in and straight up in Spanish, that was the first thing that came to my mind. And I told him like, dude, you are a pringado. That's like you are like a dumbass or something like that. It just came natural to me because like he's still been there. Like, I don't know what I did, you know? And that happened to me. It was natural. That was wrong from my part. And I think it's hard like to be a calm person in those situations. I think I should have had like more patience with Bergie. But at the end of the day, like we are all grown ass people that we decided to go on a TV show. He has 24 years old. He should be able to manage himself in a discussion. Like this is not a fight. In a discussion, you should be able like to make your point, and I should be able like to make mine. Both being respectful and should be. he's not there yet. And that's it.
Yeah.
I should have been more patient. Yes. That's what truly naturally happens when you are in a discussion and you are a human being. Maybe not. So on my behalf, I shouldn't have said that to him straight up. And I should have been like more patient. It's hard to do it. But yeah, and I didn't notice that about Marco. I know that Marco was a little bit mad with him about because of the same reason. I know that he said something to Hannah also about Marco. I don't know what it was, but kind of like the same thing. Like he went behind Marco's back and were like, you know what Marco said. So after that, Hannah was a little bit mad with Marco. They ended up good, but Marco was like, dude, like this is like the guys group, you know, like when we start between the guys group, we don't tell the girls.
Okay, that kind of ties it together. If it's it's more than one person it's happening to.
You know, I'm like there was obviously so much going on, and this kind of set everything up for then the dumping. And that's where we see, I don't know if you've watched yet, but the Islanders are so divided on who to keep. The guys were set on keeping you. The girls were set on keeping Carmen. And then like no one was swaying. And then Destiny was kind of the one that changed her mind to make the swing vote to keep Carmen. And the reason they decided to keep Carmen, I'm sure you know, is because Bergie said like, I would like to pursue things with her. To then the next a full 24 hours later is the first time Carmen even talks to Bergie and just straight up goes, I only see you as a friend. So all the Islanders were kind of like, we made the wrong decision. I don't know how to make that like a question, but I'm like,
no. I got it. I got it. It makes sense, you know, like that she would stay for the possibility of Bergie. It makes sense. Like when I left, I didn't have anybody. Like probably like I know that like if it wouldn't have been with Carmen, like I had like something maybe with Destiny, but we didn't click at all. I've been straight up about like what I was like trying to find in the villa. I was like trying to find like a good, strong, independent woman that and then like most of them they were like kids for me, you know, like they were like all 21, 22 and all the stuff. Like so I didn't clearly connect with anybody. So like just keeping me over there like for just waiting for the next one to come and then see like if I click or not, you know, like I'm not made for drama. Like honestly, I was happy to leave and all the stuff. I just knew that would happen. That's why when Brady came to apologize to me, I told him like, dude, just be careful because like I know that you're a good kid. When you talk with women are way smarter than us. Like they're like even you're gonna be ready. Like I'm not gonna say anything, dude. They are gonna take the information that they need from you. Like you're not gonna know how it happens. They are gonna take it from you. They are way smarter than us. 2 minutes after kitchen thing, I was like, dude, I just told you. And that's when when I leave, it's like I was like a little mad, not mad, but I was like, yeah, I don't have to keep up with all of this. So that's when I tell him like, dude, yeah, you have a lot, you have like a lot to learn. It was like everything in all these lines, like you have to, dude, be aware of all of this. I think that Carmen lied to all of us, but she did the same thing with me. Like after she told me that first night, like she was sleeping, cuddled up to me, like her face. I don't even know how she survived the night, but she was like her face was here, my beard and everything. I was like, she's not breathing, like 100% she's not breathing. And then the next day is like, well, I kinda like to take it slow. I don't like PDA and all that. Well, I was like, I don't know with who I slept last night, but someone switched in the room.
That part is such an interesting dynamic because we kind of talked about like how if Carmen had not have stolen you and she stole someone else, you would have still been coupled up with Jasmine, and you would maybe still be there. And
one of the things with when that happened, I tried to honestly, I was like very comfortable with Jasmine. I think Jasmine opened up to me in ways that I kinda think that she hasn't been open up to anybody for a while in that way. I was like interested in see like where that goes and everything. After Carmen told me, I tried to go back to talk with Jasmine, and I have to watch the episode to see like what she says to the beach and all the stuff. I know she was hard, but I tried to go back and talk to her and see where her head was at and everything. She never let me. I tried twice. I wouldn't try a third one. So I think she just like quit on that.
From what
but
I saw,
obviously,
it looked like you didn't like her after she asked you for the kiss.
Mm-hmm.
no. After the kiss, I was like, I'm an honest person. Like at that time, my head was like a little bit more on Carmen. So like I felt that it wasn't right. Like if my head is like trying to go for Carmen, like to kiss Jasmine. So that's why like I try to have a conversation with her and be like, hey, like I don't feel that was the moment. Like the conversation was leading into that. So it is not that I didn't like her. It is like I was just feeling that I don't want to give a false hope to Jasmine and then go for Carmen. That's when right after I got like a recouple. Even before she has told me, I tried to grab her for a chat to be able like to tell her that before like she chose because I thought that I would be choosing. But I didn't get a chance, and right after it, when I told Carmen like, hey, this happened, and this is all the stuff. So it was just me being honest with both women. I didn't want Jasmine to be like, well, you just kissed me and then you just changed. I like now that I watched the first episode, I didn't want it to be like Marco in the first one. That he kissed just Destiny, and then the next day like, I'm ready to get to know other girls. You know, like I don't want to be like that. I know Marco. He's a good guy, and I think that was him. I don't know.
He's got to be getting a bad at it. Like he's just got to be getting a bad at it.
This
But
quick question. We have a lot of questions that people submitted to that I wanted to pull up from Instagram. I know we did cover a lot.
Wait,
of
I
them.
also just need to say something. I am so silent right now because I am actually shook at how much you look like Jason Momoa.
Yeah, you do look just like him.
Like it's crazy.
Well, maybe this helps.
What is that? You're lying. You're
Aquaman has made his appearance.
What? What?
That's fucking hilarious. He goes to birthday parties, remember?
Oh my God. I forgot. That is
what?
hilarious.
Do you still do that? Go to birthday parties?
As
Aquaman?
Yeah. I mean, not birthday parties. I work in like festivals and stuff.
Oh my God,
that's amazing.
So fun.
I was just like taken aback. It's shocking.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be there for the kids, but then I ended up like taking more pictures with the moms than the kids. So I think I'm gonna have to ask for a raise or something.
You can definitely up your fee now.
I love it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, wait. Quick questions, like just a little bit of some of these rapid fire ones. Okay, did any part of you think that Cassie, after that, she was saved, was gonna still pursue Bergie? Like, did she have you convinced at all that Cassie? She was interested? Or sorry, Carmen.
Oh, not me. And honestly, none of the guys. Like, I've been leaving there. Well, you too. Like the days over there, they are more than 24 hours. A lot of things happen. I don't think any of the guys was thinking that Carmen was like. It's just like we see all the body language, and that just wasn't there at all. Like the same way, like when I was with Carmen, I think that's what she did. Like the first day, even with Bergie, like the first day, she gives you what you want, and she tells you what you want to hear to catch you, and then after that, she's like backing up, gaslighting you a little bit each day. Until the point that I was feeling like, dude, everything that I do is the wrong choice. Everything, like I don't even know how to go talk to her, give her space, all the stuff, because it's like this is not like we are not doing anything to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was like my like that's how I felt when I was like coupling with her. And all that she does, like yeah, I'm PDA, blah blah blah, but she does that to everybody, but she doesn't tell that to me. So it is like, how do I know that? You know, like that's the part that none of you see. Like I just don't have any single communication with her. So with Carmen, it was like the same thing. I think it was like she's been like giving breadcrumbs, leaving breadcrumbs in the way, like for us to go follow that and all the stuff. And that's what it happens. Like for me, it's funny. Like in less than 24 hours, she switched. I thought that was like a quick one. Maybe she thought that the new guys will come like earlier, and she was just trying to
That's
get
what I
rid
was
of that.
thinking.
But I kind of find funny that the whole problem is like people are like talking mean about me, being like that I speak a lot, or like that I like get heated, or like I react. You know, like I'm alive inside, and she just says not to Bergie, a friend, so and all the stuff because he's the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like he's like, well, I don't want you I want you to speak up for yourself, or like to like defend yourself and all the stuff, and then you label me as the opposite and like the wrong thing and all the stuff when I do what you're asking for.
Oh, that's true.
So I just found that it was like a little bit of hypocrite in that way, because it was like, yeah, I want you to be like more kind of like bitter, and then talking shit. Like once again, it's like this gaslighting. I saw that clip when she's talking with Hannah, and she's like telling her that kind of thing that, yeah, Bergie even like is using Victor as an excuse for like, yeah, Victor said, all the stuff, but it's just, I think that is just her like also playing with the girl, trying to make them in their team and all the stuff. But
you really had a redemption tour the next episode.
You did.
We all just
everyone was kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, we just found out
the colors are showing.
She did that.
That's why I think I was like, I'm cool, because like even though now I'm having all this hate and everything, people are gonna say, like, people are gonna show their true colors. I don't hold anything against Carmen. Like, this is a TV show. She came to play. This is a competition. She came to compete. I even came to compete. I came to live the experience. I came to try to have fun. Like all of this is like ups and downs. Like the first 2 days, I think you can see on TV that I was like maybe talking less, a bit more shy and all the stuff. It just took me a few days like to be comfortable with new people and being like over there, like go do your thing, you know. And after that, I kind of like get more relaxed, and I was like more myself, and I feel like you could see that I was like a little bit more fun. So that was my point of like doing all of this. I was like genuinely what I say that I was like trying to find is what I'm trying to find.
I want to hear about your novel.
I was literally going to say, Alex, all she's been talking about is your novel.
I'm like, I need to know more. I thought you were literally acting out an enemies to lovers trope. Like, I was like, what's going on here? Like, she was like, it's for the novel. It's for the novel. It's for the plot. I get it.
Yeah, no. So I've been working with, I'm a co-author in a new romance novel that we were supposed to publish it in July, but then like the whole show happened, so we have pushed it a little bit back. I'm not sure I can tell you about what it is.
Okay, that's okay.
Yet or anything like that. But it's coming in. All of this started because of TikTok. On TikTok, I read books on live videos and all the stuff. And that's how I got into all of this. Then I started like doing book covers for modeling. I'm already, I think, in like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, let's try to do this. And I'm gonna be in the cover, and I'm one of the co-authors of the book.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's your favorite like rom-com book or romance novel? Sorry, I'm like rom-com romance novel.
So I'm gonna stay because like I didn't used to like read this kind of book, and then I started reading, and I was like, well, there's a lot of women that consume these books. I was like, I think more men should read them. Just to take notes. So actually, I'm finishing. This is like a fantasy romance stuff that is called Acotar. It's a court of Thorn and Roses.
Oh yeah.
But all of that started because everybody was like coming to my page saying that I look like one of the characters that is called Cassian. So that's how it started. I started like reading those books for everybody, and that's how I got here.
Oh my
That's
gosh, that's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's so
Okay,
funny.
I'm getting text messages,
Yeah.
so I think our time is up. But tell everyone where they can find you online, on Instagram, TikTok. Drop your handles. Give us all.
Okay, so yeah, like everybody, I have the same handle for everything. It could be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I haven't started YouTube yet, but I still have the same name. Will be at Victor Rahl, Rahl. And yeah, I'll be there for everybody.
Awesome.
We'll link it down below.
Yes.
And for everyone watching, please give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts.
Yes. Thank you so much, Victor.
Yes, make sure
it
to
was
go
so
check
good
out
to
all
talk
his
to
stuff.
you.
Well, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity like to come here and like say all those things that I didn't have a chance to be able to say.
Yeah,
of course,
it's
that's
Victor's
what we're here
redemption
for.
tour.